Hi everyone. Sorry for the delay. I'm just getting on today's guest, Tshiamo Mogotshane, who will be giving us her story um, from when she was a candidate attorney. So I trust you enjoyed the last two of the podcast. Um, Welcome, Tshiamo.
Am I audible? Uh, am I audible? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so the connection's a bit spotty.
I can't hear you. I don't know. The video is a bit.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. But I'm getting delayed responses.
Okay.
Okay, but I think you're better now, even the video is better.
Maybe it'll stabilize. Maybe it'll stabilize as we go, hopefully. Yeah, so I was just um, saying to those that who will be watching eventually that they've enjoyed the last couple we've had. I know one of it is with somebody that you know, that's a common acquaintance, and that referred you, Megan Kaiser. She was the one that kicked everything off, and then of course last week we had Annie, and then this week is yourself, and then coming up is Annie and Megan. I thought it'd be nice to have them together because they were working together, and it's hard for their individual stories to be for them to talk about it without referring to each other. So I said I'd rather have them both on, so people can hear from them together, because they really help each other in their experiences, their individual experiences. So yeah, so I'm not gonna do much of the talking. I'm gonna leave it to you because it's your story. And I'm hoping you'll bring out a lot of what we discussed in terms of the soft skills, because I'm big on that. So we discussed some things that you found to be useful for you that actually with all of your learning and the academic side of things that made it work for you. So I'm going to let you take the stage and please feel free to talk. We have about an hour, 15 minutes, but I'll let you do most of the talking today.
Okay. Well, my story isn't really much. I think as it was very simple. I went to a mall. Didn't get much experience. Passed the mastering some in terms of practice. What I'm so maybe dealing with say property law and a bit of uh, that was very smooth uh, because I think me and my principal and in terms of the learning styles that I particular
Sorry, sorry, Tshiamo. So some of your audio is getting lost. I think it's a delay issue. So maybe for the sake of bandwidth, maybe you want to put the video off, um, so that you can get the audio at least. So we're losing outputs of your what you're saying, yeah.
am I better now?
Maybe that will help. Yeah, hopefully. Go ahead.
So it was just simple. Our agreement was just simple that, I just needed a space where I can learn. And I was also given the
Mm-hmm.
freedom to ask as many as I would like. Um, and I always make sure I'm very proactive in everything that I do. So
Mm-hmm.
where, take on a fight, try to do it on my own, um, from start to finish, just so I learn, how to basically do it if nobody is there at some point. Um, it worked. It worked for me in that I feel like my experience was more refined, um,
Mm-hmm.
because I got much more exposure in terms of also just dealing with the clients themselves. So it was always better to relay things to clients when I know that I've been actively working on a file by myself. And I think another thing I will emphasize, being proactive, making sure that I take charge, ask a lot of questions as much as possible. And also, I think just being okay with it, or like, taking taking some time to learn other things, to read other things. I know that I've been dedicated to reading a lot of case law that's involved in a lot of what I do. A lot of case law that I'm up to date with, directives and those type of things. I think they made my experience slightly better, because I feel like as much as my boss to to ask questions and teach where she should, just to refine some of my knowledge and skill, I feel like the part that I played in that also made it sort of seamless to have a very positive relationship
Mm-hmm.
with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the that's the gist of it. I never came in as a with a know it all, or that I know enough. It has always been that I want to be able to ask questions and to learn along, and also be trusted to handle big mistakes on my own that can be good later on. But that's about the and now we admit that it seems like it's been going well. Um, it seems like also when you also have clients that also trust the quality of work that you provide, I think that also played a lot. Um, and another thing is also just creating networks in the fraternity. Like, I have friends like Megan. We went to varsity together, so transitioning to the work environment field that we're practicing in, but just getting as much as possible for everyone, I think makes it much more, it's better in terms of learning and experience. But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm. Okay. Obviously, we have to talk about a little bit more. So maybe just, I know in our initial call you said that you don't really have a bad experience, and this is not this platform or this CA Diaries series is not to highlight the bad stuff only. So the fact that you had a good experience is good, and we want all CAs in a perfect world, all CAs, I would have all of them go through a very accommodating and qualitative, you know, PBT.
mm,
So it was refreshing to hear that. Sadly, it's not the norm, but it was refreshing to hear that. So maybe just talk to um, what got you perhaps into the field, because I often tell students and my followers that if they don't know why they got in, then when you hit certain roadblocks, and for most of them, it's either not getting articles or having bad articles experience. And when you hit those kinds of roadblocks, you have to know why you got involved, and you have to keep yourself motivated and keep yourself going. So maybe just speak to that motivation, and of course, how it helped you navigate challenges. I'm sure there were some challenges, and how they kept you going during your PBT.
Well, to be quite frank, I never thought I would, or I didn't have such a interest. It was a recommendation from
Mm-hmm.
my mom, but people around me who thought that I would be great for it. Um, I think that's mainly why I started with an interest in biology and psychology, like. But I started enjoying it once I felt to varsity, and the fields that
Mm-hmm.
I'm for very specific interests. Enjoy working with people, and those fields, those areas, they force me to go direct. Um, so that was it. I didn't have a high motivation only once I was in it. But then also being able to see the impact that I have with my when it's the clients, a lot of grief, creating with people that aren't able to do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Property is highly contentious all the time. You have fighting family members, so you have to be a mediator on the way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
those little things, and the fact that a lot of the times it also attracts you to um, people from empowerment. So you get to teach, you know, of people every process how to do how a lot of conflict resolution that I get into. Sort of something
Mm-hmm.
along the way. And that is what mainly just keeps me interested about what I do. But then in
Mm-hmm.
terms of other challenges, although I've had a positive experience, obviously, you know, not all clients are great. It's not always okay. Some are very sad. Some are very. Sometimes it's very exciting. Sometimes it's just dramatic because you get to learn very, very personal. That has kept has always been. I have friends and understand exactly offer support, and I have my family. Reach those are the people that thought of me with. Um, it also makes that my friends are in the field, so they sort of understand the struggle. But then just having a life practice and look makes it easy. Um, and life, go to work, come home, read a book, drink some tea. That's very fulfilling for me. So I get to uh, feel after work with those little things. It's sort of me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think
Tshiamo, your audio is breaking up again.
and I
It's
can
difficult to follow now.
and I hear you and see you just fine.
I don't know. I don't know whether on whose side it is exactly, but it's I can hear you for some parts and then I can't hear you for the others. So I don't want it to be a because I'm gonna upload it to YouTube eventually. So um maybe what we can do is we can salvage this and do something pre-recorded.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I didn't have this problem before, but I think we can definitely have a recorded conversation, maybe in the coming week or when you're available, and I can then upload it to YouTube so we can salvage this opportunity. Would that be fine?
That's completely fine. That's completely fine.
Maybe it's gremlins in the network. It's Saturday. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to allow me to live stream on a Saturday.
Okay, can do a pre-record and um,
Yeah.
get it done.
Okay. So I'll try and salvage this one. Um, we have somebody in the audience wanting to join in. So you're welcome to stay. Um, look, I'm not chasing you away. Welcome to stay. But I'll try to make the most of this opportunity so I can um, add a little bit more value, hopefully, to someone's experience by
Mm.
just rambling on. So you're welcome to stay. We're not. We had
No, that
I had somebody one.
no, that's okay. I'll just let me know when we can pre-record, and that will be fine. I think for now, let me go back to go back to reading.
Okay then. Thanks, Chamo. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I think it's Saturday and we're not supposed to be doing any work on a Saturday. So I think Chiamo's internet is letting her know. But I promise we'll salvage the situation as I usually do and um, upload it to YouTube as a conversation, uh, with the others on this in this series, so you'll be able to find it there when we record and when I upload. So, um, maybe you want to join? I've accepted your request to be in the video. Okay, in the meantime, maybe I'll just elaborate a little bit on what Shyam touched on. I must admit, it's not often that I hear of a positive experience. Um, Most of the time, you're hearing about challenges, and I think she was starting to talk about the challenges before the connection started breaking up. Um, but it's totally okay to have good experiences during articles. I think um, what I like people that do have those positive experiences to keep in mind is that you are in a very lucky minority amongst your peers, right? So I know sometimes there'll be posts on LinkedIn or maybe other platforms, and you're talking about how wonderful your boss is and how they're giving you maybe pastries and tea on a Friday, or they give you a nice time off to study for the board exams. And for me, when I see that, um, what I pick up on my radar is a little bit of insensitivity. Not that the post itself is offensive, but it does not, I feel it does not take into account the majority who are not having that experience. Because as you would know, a lot of CAs they barely get study leave, let alone time off to write the exam. And then, God forbid, they have an auto, because that means they have to ask for more leave. And of course, they don't get treated as regular employees, even though they are for by the definition of an employee, they are employees, but they don't get paid leave. So sometimes that leave that is deducted from their salary for days off, which is manifestly unjust. So those of you that have positive experiences, by all means, reach out to me. We'll showcase you on this platform. We will let CAs know or let law students or law graduates know that it is possible to have a good experience and that it's not all doom and gloom. Okay, so please come on, share your positive experience, give people a little bit of hope, not false hope. And that's where the negativity always tempers the experience, where you're able to think about it in a balanced way. So for the moment, everything looks bad, but it doesn't have to be all bad. There are those that have positive experiences. And so I think those of you that have positive experiences, if you can come on and encourage those, okay, that may not have such a nice principal or such an accommodating principal or a firm that gives you in-house PLT so you don't have to go to outside classes. And um, I think it will be really helpful and really empathetic to the majority if you're able to come on and give them pointers, give them tips, and just identify with the experience. But like I said to Tshiamo, in a perfect world, I'd like every CA to have the experience that she had, but it doesn't work out like that. And you're pretty lucky to find a firm that can do what you see people post about. Um, and I feel that sometimes those posts create a false impression, or they sort of feed the fantasy that university uh, creates about what the legal profession is like. And so you look at the law firm, the reception area, you look at the artwork, you look at the all the nice things they lay out for their CAs on the first day, and you think, wow, that's what I want to be a part of. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, that is not the experience of the majority. And so while we will talk about the bad, um, the good does come in and temper that. But we always keep in mind that it won't always work out like that for you. And you should never set the bar so high that that you only accept articles at a firm that offers you those things, right? So again, that's the experience of the minority, unfortunately. And not all law firms have the budget to be able to do that. Let alone, I mean, we're still struggling with the minimum wage issue. So if you're looking at them paying for your PLT and um, paying you a generous petrol allowance and all of those things and giving you branded vehicles, that all costs money. So uh, most of the most of us are lucky to just get in and get the experience and satisfy those 400 hours, right? So a good experience is welcome, but I would say just don't set the bar so high for yourself. If you're applying for articles, don't set the bar so high because it will be nearly impossible for you to get into a firm that appears ideal, that appeals to you, or maybe that you did back work at, because it's probably not um, going to be hard going for you in terms of getting a successful application to, right? So I welcome the positive experiences, but I would ask you to develop some empathy for those that will not have that experience. And of course, with this series, I always want to leave people um, with tools, right? Right? I want to leave them with takeaways. I want to leave them with a can-do attitude. I want to leave them with a uh, a resilient outlook if they are currently having a hard time, how to pick themselves up and continue, right? So we want to always end up not just showcasing stories for the sake of it, but we're wanting to equip CAs that may currently be in a positive or negative situation. And of course, we want to let those that are coming into the profession, like law graduates, let them know what they're in for, right? So, okay, let's see if we can get Megan. Megan is here. Come on, if you can, Megan. Okay, let's see. If you haven't watched Megan's episode, she was the one that kicked off the series. The brave CA who stepped forward to share her story, which was a very, very dramatic story to kick off the series with. That was nice. Um, and of course, she's going to be on next week with Annie, who also had worked with Megan. So um, she's having a network problem. Okay, it's fine. That's fine. Tshiamo couldn't stay because her network was also struggling. It's fine. That's why I'm not gonna. I can ramble on for a little while, but I think from thinking out loud, I want to actually have a live with four CAs who are writing, because I know South African Cancer Studies, it's D-Day week or D week, right? Because the exams are this week and everyone is scrambling, and um, I wanted to have a live or some um, kind of call in type of thing where we just decompress before everyone writes and we voice our concerns, because I'm all about legal professionals and mental health. Actually, law students and mental health. If we get the right habits in um, as early as possible, then we can maintain ourselves in this very demanding profession. But I know for exams, there's a lot of anxiety, tension. There's people are upset, for having to repeat, and maybe didn't have enough time to study. There's a whole tangle of emotions, and it doesn't bode well in terms of are you gonna remember everything. So I thought we did go live on Monday. I think it's uh, Monday or Tuesday. Then we just put the books down, put the study stuff down, and just come on and we just have a good chat, and we just say what we're feeling, we voice our anxiety. And you'll be amazed as came out in Megan and Annie's previous lives. We spoke about the power of community, um, and that applies in life. When you're going through a hard time, they say you know who your friends are. So if we can create a little community here, at least for the not just for article or for the board exams, but even articles in general. I'm not one for spontaneity. I'm getting used to the Instagram thing, so I will eventually maybe start being more spontaneous. I think doing that exam live will be just a start in that direction. So um, you can join in for that one, invite people. Um, we'll just have a chat and sort of like an online kind of decompression session. Um, the trick that our brains play on us is that we're all suffering alone, and then we bring everything out to the open, and you're like, oh, I feel better. Not in a sadistic way, but I feel better that I'm not the only one going through it. Someone else is also suffering. Yeah, but not in a bad way. You just feel happy that you can share the burden, right? So um, I'll put I'll put out this live on my feed, and hopefully we can have we get a live going on Monday or Tuesday. I won't schedule it. I'll just start it and just be um, try to be resourceful and use Instagram for good. I'm not one to post random content. Everything I do has to have a reason and a purpose. It must add value. So um, I'll come on live, and if anyone wants to join in, you can join in. I'll just give some encouragement. If no one joins in, I'll just give some encouragement for the exam. Um, and of course, you can have that on replay. When you're feeling down, you're dumb, so if you're waiting for results, you can always replay that live and encourage yourself. Okay, so I'm not gonna bore anyone anymore. I tried to get Debbie on. She's in the audience, but I don't think she's there anymore. So I'm sorry it didn't work out today, but such is social media and technology and life. That things don't always go to plan, but it's all about bouncing back. So I promise that I will have a pre-recorded conversation with Tshiamo, get her full story, and it will be up on my YouTube channel ASAP. Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Whoever was here, and if you're gonna watch this on the replay, then good for you. You're gonna have this video on tap. Okay, thank you.